Hello everyone, it's me, Mix2the and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So sit back and enjoy. Alright guys, welcome to 7 years in the future. Last time we pulled the Master Sword from the pedestal of time and we are adult Link now, which had a lot of interesting side effects, because basically by pulling the Master Sword out of the pedestal and also opening the door of time over there, we allowed Ganondorf to enter the Sacred Realm and claim the Triforce. Which is not good, to say the least. But yeah, our new mission is to free the 6 sages and obtain the 6 medallions. We did already obtain one from Rauru, our owl in disguise, if you recall. And so we already got the light medallion, so that means we have 5 medallions to go, which means 5 dungeons to go. Not counting some sub-dungeons here, but yeah, let's get going. Our next destination would be also here. Wait a second. Yeah, but our next destination would be the Forest Temple. But in order to enter the Forest Temple, we need to obtain something from Kakariko first. And this, guys, welcome here to the future. This is an extremely good shock value here when you step out of the Temple of Time for the first time. That you have like this incredibly dark, distorted world from what you know prior, from like before you travel 7 years in the future. This is pretty good. With Death Mountain here as well, with the like strange cloud around Death Mountain here. That's pretty cool. And the sound and everything, nothing is serene and peaceful anymore. Everything is like in shambles, post-apocalyptic. Navi wants to say something. Should we believe what she said and go to Kakariko Village? Maybe yes, maybe no. Who knows? And those guys are still here. At least those guys are still here, that's funny. Boing, current time is 12 o'clock. Okay, I think that's always the case when you go to Adult Link here. But you know, market guys, the scariest place in the entire game. Oh guys, back in the day when I first played this game, this was like impossible. If I had to like restart the game, my father had to take over because I couldn't go through here. That was just way too scary for me. With all the readats here and the destroyed city and everything. Oh boy, oh boy. The funny thing is they can still like scream at us, which is actually an indication that they look at us. But Link does not freeze. There are only certain readats that can freeze Adult Link. That's basically a buff we receive when we go to Adult Link. Like Adult Link cannot normally freeze from readats. There are some exceptions. I think most prominently readats that appear if you burn Gyptos. I think that's one such case, because the readat then is technically still a Gypto. But yeah, welcome back to Hyrule Field. One good thing about being Adult Link now is that Kapora Gabora is not gonna interrupt us every time we step on Hyrule Field. That's pretty nice. So there's at least one thing that's better in the future. But yeah, our first destination, or the first place I want to go, is actually London Ranch, since I want to get a horse. Also, one thing to notice here, you can tell that there are some important places here in like the future by looking at the sky. If you are near something important, something that is like under Ganondorf's influence, you can see that the clouds become much darker and everything is not so nice anymore. So something happened at London Ranch, we investigate. Sounds still normal except for the dark sky. I like that the sky becomes normal again once we move away from the entrance. Okay, let's take a look here. Maybe Talon is here, who knows? Talon is gone. And I guess his Super Cuckoos are too. Where's Marlon? Is Marlon here, perchance? I'm not sure about that. She's not here, that's a thing. Money? At least the money is still here. Okay, no one here. Strange. Let's check the stable. And also no one here. Not even Ingo. Oh, Marlon is here. Okay, I was wondering. She must be here somewhere. Oh, a visitor. It's been a long time since we've had a visitor here. Where did you come from? She doesn't recognize us. Since Gandalf came, people in the castle town have gone. Places have been ruined and monsters are wandering everywhere. Mr. Ingo is just using the wrench to gain Gandalf's favor. Aha. Everyone seems to be turning evil. But Dad, he was kicked out of the ranch by Mr. Ingo. If they disobey Mr. Ingo, he will treat the horses so badly. So, there's nothing I can do. Okay, that leaves us to do something. Okay, Ingo took over the farm here, the ranch. So maybe we can do something about that. Let's hope so. Also, I should have every sculptor here, right? I think I already checked here. Okay. Which means only like the Ingo stuff here is left to do. The tree is gone, by the way. There was a tree here previously in the past, but that tree is gone. Like Ingo does not even like trees. Shows you how evil he is. Hey, let's talk to him. There are some people in Kakariko spreading rumors that I cheated Talon out of the ranch, but don't be ridiculous. That guy Talon was weak. I, the hardworking Ingo, poured so much energy into this place. I don't want any strangers like you saying anything bad about me. Listen, the great Gendorf recognized my obvious talents and gave the ranch to me. Like, what did Gendorf do here? I race a fine horse and win recognition from the great Gendorf. Say, young man, do you want to ride one of my fine horses? Pay me 10 rupees and you can ride. Okay. So basically you get a riding tutorial here. Do you want to hear how to ride? No. Thank you so much. Hey. Okay, the idea is we can like ride horses here. And there's one particular horse we want to ride here. We can take this generic horse here. But we don't want this generic horse. Does it even like jump? Maybe it did not have enough speed. Let's see. It does jump, okay. But yeah, this is not the horse we want. We want a special horse. We want the horse that is over there. Come, horsey, come. But the horse is a little bit afraid of us, but if you look closely, you actually recognize its Epona. That's the wrong direction. So let's play Epona's song. And Epona should recognize us and actually like us. There she is. Good girl. Okay, you can get your money back here, by the way, if you like jump over the fences. You need to be in the middle of the fences. But I think I actually need to speed up because I'm running out of time here. Yeah, there we go. At least I got 5. Okay, careful. We need to talk to Ingo, by the way. Okay, 1 second left. You want to dismount, stop and press A. Hey young man, do I know you? I feel as though I've seen you somewhere before. If you use Z targeting, you can talk to me from horseback. Are you ready to go home so soon? Oh, I want to ride. Okay, I need to be careful here. When your time is up, I'll kick you out of here. Okay, fast. I think you need to talk to him multiple times. No, I was too slow. Ah, time's up, young man. Okay, you paid 10 rupees, you've paid enough for long enough, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think you need to talk to him multiple times. That's also something I always don't really know. I think you need to talk to him 3 times or so while you're on Epona. So let's do it without, like, me trying to introduce you what you have to do here. So you want to play Epona's song. Epona comes straight to you because she recognizes the song. And then we mount her and get our money back real quick. There we go, 5 rupees. And then over here. Epona does jump manually over fences, but you need to have enough speed. By pressing A, you can tell her to go faster, but it like uses one of the carrots, and if you just spank Epona over and over, you don't have enough carrots anymore. You run out of carrots, and she will like slow down a little bit. You want to space it out. You're getting better. How about a little race with me? 1 lap around the corral with that horse. Let's make a little wager, say 50 rupees. Okay. And now we need to race Ingo. If I lose you, that's pretty embarrassing, so be careful. Okay, you want to squeeze through there, but you need to be careful. Don't expend all your carrots. That's a definite way to lose here. Like I said, you want to space it out a little bit. And especially towards the end, you want to have some carrots left to make a final rush for the goal. And just like this, and we won. Nice. 26 seconds, 27, it keeps counting. But I think 26 seconds is not too good, but could be better. Shoot! If the great Gendar found out about this humiliation, hey you, how about another race if you win? You can keep the horse. Okay. Second round, let's see. I think we did not even get our money back. Okay, what you want to do at the start to get a good head start here and get in a really good position here is you want to mash A, actually, until you squeeze past Ingo, and then you just want to make sure that you don't run out of carrots, and that's basically how you win this race. And there we go, nice. 25 seconds is better, but also not too awesome, I would say. What's up with that horse? Is that Epona? How did you tame that wild horse right under my nose? I have my tricks. I was going to present that horse to the great Gandalf, but I bet it on the race and lost. Shoot! Ah ha ha ha! As I promised, I give the horse to you. However, I'll never let you leave this ranch. No. Whatever should I do? Okay, there are multiple ways to do this here, and you can actually trigger different cutscenes. The idea is that we take Epona now and make her jump over one of those fences there. We can use that fence over there, we can use this fence over there, we can use that fence over there, and we can also jump over the fence that Ingo just locked there, the gate. And I think depending on where you jump, you get a different camera angle for the cutscene. This is probably the one most people use to jump over, so let's go with the one that I think the fewest people use, which is the one all the way over there. Let's see how this looks like. Yeah, they did actually bother to create different cutscenes for this. Because depending on where you jump from, you land in a different place, obviously. Cool, we got a horse. Nice. Okay, Epona will be important for at least one side quest. Epona in general is not like too useful. There are much better ways to move around Hyrule, especially once you get warp songs and stuff. And you can only really use her like in Hyrule Field here, on Hyrule Field here, like not many other places. Which limits your usage even further, so could be better. It's kind of weird, given the fact that Epona is presented prominently in the title screen, so it's a little bit of a shame that she is a little bit underutilized. But hey, it's still cool. Okay, what I want to do is I want to go to Lake Hylia right now. I want to get basically another companion. And that companion is called, what is he called in English? Is he called Balzac? I think he's called Balzac. Or Pete, whatever. Like, they also have different names, I think, in Ocarina of Time 3D. Although that might also be a German thing again, so not sure. Yeah, quick trip to Lake Hylia. I want to get my Scarecrow. And we can also see that something happened here in Lake Hylia. It's also a nice touch. Marlon mentioned that there are more monsters here. I previously, like around here, there were no monsters, but now we have Tektites here. And the strong variant too. Cool. But I actually do not want to do much stuff here. I just want to grab the Scarecrow. You can see that one Scarecrow is missing. Let's play a song. Hey, it's the Ocarina! Play that song with it, baby! Okay, let's play our amazing Scarecrow song. Oh yeah! That's it, that's the tune. You rock, I'm blown away. Oh no, I didn't forget the song, I never forget anything. But I just feel like rewarding you, baby. I have a good idea. My buddy Pierre. Pete is actually not too far off, because I think Pierre is like the German... German. Is the French version of Peter. I think that's what it means in French. But yeah, my buddy Pierre is wandering around, so play that tune when you want to call him. I'll tell him to help you if he's nearby, and here's that song, baby! And just as we finish talking, it turns daytime again. Cool. I could grab the piece of art atop the lakeside laboratory, but nope. Later. Later. This was just a quick detour, was just intended to be a quick detour, just to get the Scarecrow. Scarecrow will be important for Fire Temple. And also, by the way, we have kind of a choice right now. This is actually also a part where the game becomes a little bit open. We go to Kakariko. Kakariko is mandatory, but I think after that we are basically free to go to either Forest, Fire, or Water Temple. I guess we have the choice then. Although you need... No, I think that's not complete true. I think you have the choice between Fire and Water, but I don't think you have the choice between like Forest, Fire, Water. I think you need to do Forest first, at least get the dungeon item, because you need the dungeon item at least in Fire Temple. I'm not right sure about... I'm not sure right now about... what's it called? A Water Temple. Do we need Bow and Water Temple? I spoiled the dungeon item, never mind. But do we need Bow and Water Temple? Maybe. I think yes. I think actually yes. Like the only thing I can think of Bow, or the reason why you need Bow is because of an ice switch. I could also equip swap the slingshot and activate ice switches, I guess. Just a thought. But yeah, I want to go to Forest. Anyways, let's go to Forest. Yeah, we are here by the way, Kakariko. There's some stuff to do here. For instance, I can show you how to reach this place as adult Link. You want to not side hop. You need to backflip onto those like locks here. I think those are supposed to be wood. You want to jump onto here. Then you want to move to where the entrance is, and you can just jump up, clip through the floor, and you arrive here. Pretty simple. The next thing you want to do is talk to the Cuckoo Lady. Because she gives us something that starts the... what's it called? Trading sequence. And it's good to have it right now, because then when we meet someone who wants the Pocket Cuckoo, we can... instantly kind of progress the trade sequence. Okay, we get the pocket egg here in order to hatch a pocket cuckoo. Yeah, I take it, thank you. Pocket egg. This is not the weird egg. I mistook the weird egg for the pocket egg, but this is the pocket egg. It's a similar thing compared to when we had the weird egg. You just need to wait until nighttime and then daytime again in order for it to hatch. And we can do that by playing Song of... not Song of Sun. Sun's Song 2 times. This place here, by the way, is also now infested by Poes. Be careful. Also, I want to check, is the Elder now here? No, the Elder will not attack me anymore, huh? Maybe I missed the opportunity. Yeah, I quickly want to go here. Check in the Royal Family's tomb again. Because there's still one thing I need to do here with Din's Fire now. Because with Din's Fire I can ignite the torches here. And that spawns a chest. Let's see what's inside the chest. I think it's 50 rupees or so. Bombs. Even weirder, okay. Okay, back outside. Now we want to get what we want to get here. Let's see if Dampé is here. Let's see how Dampé is doing. And Dampé is not quite here. Gravekeeper's Hut. Interesting screen here, also one screen that is kind of forgotten. In Randomizer, at least this place has some utility. You can read the book here and it will tell you the location of the hookshot. If you have enabled that option. The Gravekeeper's Diary is here. Do you want to read it? Yeah, of course. Whoever reads this, please enter my grave. I will let you have my stretching, shrinking keepsake. I'm waiting for you, Dampé. Okay. That's a clear hint. We need to visit him. He died in the meantime in the past 7 years, which is sad. Guy deserved better. Yeah, we do notice that there's one grave here that has some flowers now compared to the past. And we can open this grave and enter this hole and we find Dampé's grave. Or should I rather say question mark? Okay, this place is interesting because those pots here always have a bomb. That's important for like something, I recall. Also deco nuts here if you need deco nuts. The thing is you can just leave and re-enter and you get those drops again. Also to our left we see one of those ground magic beans. This one will take us to over here. And now we could get the piece of heart if we didn't cheat. So that's also something. But yeah, and we did leave the area, we entered it again and we get... If I can quick spin, we get 20 rupees again and a bomb. And on the other side we also get deco nuts again. So if you ever need to get some bombs, this is a good location to get some bombs fast. Make a Dampé. Time for the second instance of Dampé RNG. And because he wants to race with us, and the race is not actually a race, we only need to follow him. He will open some doors and if we are not fast enough, he will close the door on us and we void out and need to restart again. And to make matters harder, he throws fire at us, which is not very nice. We need to fight that fire, and like hitting that fire is just completely annoying because Link gets knocked back. He takes a long time to stand up again, and it's just something you want to generally avoid. Hey, young man, are you fast on your feet? I may not look like it, but I'm confident in my speed. Let's have a race. Follow me if you dare. Does not even give us a choice. So yeah, let's go. What we want to do here is, of course, we want to roll. We want also to listen if he drops fire on us. Like, you can hear the fire. Those corridors sometimes block your view, so you also should listen carefully. Yeah, the way he throws the fire like this, I got scared. The way he throws his fire is completely random, it's never the same. Which makes this very non-predictable. We are almost at the end already. Here you want to climb and you want to press B because then Link does not do his climbing animation but does a jump slash instead, and he is instantly on top of that stair there. But yeah, roll a little bit to move faster. If you feel really cocky, you can also backwalk. But yeah, if you do that in under 1 minute, you should also get something else, which I don't think we get right now because we need to do that like a second time under 1 minute. But yeah, under 1 minute is pretty good. Hey, young man, you work pretty quick to be able to keep up with me. Hehehe. As a reward, I'm going to give you my treasure. It's called the hookshot. Oh, baby. Its spring-loaded chain will pull you to any spot where its hook sticks. Doesn't that sound cool? I'm sure it will help you. I live here now, so come back again sometime. I'll give you something cool. What's up with Dampé now all of a sudden? One more thing. Be careful on your way back. Okay, we get our main reward here, which is this, and we did not get anything for beating this under 1 minute, which is sad. You always need to do this twice. But yeah, here we have one of the coolest items in all of Zelda, of course, hookshot. Like hookshot or in later games clawshot, by far my favorite item. Just so much cool stuff you can do with those items. Always fun to use. Yeah, you found the hookshot. It's a spring-loaded chain. You can hook onto things. You can use it to drag distant items towards you, or you can use it to pull yourself towards something. To be honest, the pulling yourself towards something is used more. And yeah, very important item for Adult Link. It's basically his version of the boomerang, which is nice to have. But yeah, like I said, we need to do this again. The easiest way to do this right now is we want to position ourselves like this, close to this door. If we move past like this blackness here, darkness, the door will close shut behind us. And it's similar to how the race operates. It's one of those doors, if you are on this side and the door closes, you void out. And that's what we want to use, because then we arrive at the beginning of the grave again. So what we want to do, we want to position ourselves here like this, close to the door. Not too close to the door, we need to have a little distance here. So something like this is okay. It doesn't need to be awfully precise. But what we want to do now in order to void out, we want to side hop to the left and then immediately side hop to the right, so that we arrive on this side again where the door closes, and then we void out. And that will look like this. And we are here again. Nice. And now we can repeat the race again. We need to beat it under 1 minute now. That's the goal here. But we did already do so once, so let's do it again. And you can also see that he already throws his fire differently. Also in general, I would always advise you, if you see fire and if you can still move, then always avoid the fire, because even maintaining your ideal line, ouch, is not worth it when you run into the fire. It's also important to notice that when you roll, you cannot change direction, of course. So keep that in mind as well. That makes Dampé also kind of deceptive. Doing some side hops here, that might have been faster. And then final stretch. If you later get the long shot, you can also go onto one of those torches here and also get a little shortcut here, if you're fast about it. But yeah, we got it like 1 second better than last time, very nice, and we get a second reward from Dampé here. You're back, young man. Was the person I gave you fun to use and useful? Fun to use and useful, yeah. But yeah, we get this, he did not really mention it, but here we go, piece of heart. Nice. Cool. Okay, now we want to go through here, and we discover our first time block. And this block is also something we can examine with Navi. Hey, isn't that the same design that's on the Door of Time? Yeah, we just discovered our main usage of the Song of Time, actually, which is also kind of underwhelming, because what the Song of Time does with those blocks is teleport them away. There's also another funny thing about those blocks. One thing, once you figure it out, it blows your mind. But as you can see, we play Song of Time, and those blocks are gone now. What actually happens with those blocks, and that's absolutely amazing, they actually do teleport to the past if you are Adult Link. And if you find one of those blocks as Young Link, they teleport to the future. So basically, previously, if we entered this room for whatever reason or somehow as a Young Link, this place would look like this. No blocks at all. But if we make it to this place now as Young Link, after we teleported those stones away, those stones will be there now. That's a very nice thing, that the Song of Time actually does something with time and not just makes those blocks vanish. But there are some spots where you can actually find that out. Maybe Spirit Temple or Master Quest Spirit Temple or so. I think that's the location where you can figure that out. Yeah, pretty cool. I try to show that off when I can find a good spot, if I can find a good spot. But that's actually what happens to those blocks. When I figured that out for the first time, that was actually pretty amazing. Nice detail. Yeah, Link is getting cold. Let's see where we arrive. We need to leave this place from somewhere. And lo and behold, we are actually in the windmill. What we can do now is we can jump over here, we can hold onto this, and we can jump over to where the piece of heart is. We don't want to do that. I know a better way. And that way looks like this. We could already have gotten like this piece of heart without going through Dampé's grave. And in order to do so is we want to hop onto this. And this is a little bit precise. You want to be a little bit in the middle here like this. And now we stand here. Now we want to be a little bit careful. We want to wait until like this thing is not in the way. We want to reach the platform when neither of the wings are facing us. Because what we want to do now, we want to move a little bit forward, we want to roll, and then Link jumps off this fencing here, and he holds onto the spinning windmill part here. Kind of like this. And this way you can reach this piece of art without going through Dampé's grave. Once again, very useful trick in randomizers. Another thing we can do here is talk to this guy, the windmill guy. He is a little bit upset. Grrr. I'll never forget what happened on that day 7 years ago. Grrr. It's all that Ocarina kid's fault. Next time he comes around here, I'm gonna mess him up. Whoa, okay. Yeah, this is also a very interesting thing. We have a time paradox here. Because guess who that Ocarina kid was 7 years prior? That was Link. What, you've got an Ocarina? What the heck? That reminds me of that time 7 years ago. Back then, a mean kid came here and played a strange song. It messed up this windmill. But yeah, we get Song of Storms, which is the song that is playing here the entire time. But yeah, Paradox, classic Paradox. What is it called? Not Grandfather Paradox. Is it a no? Or is it no? Kind of. I think it's called Bootstrap Paradox, like where the origin of the song is never clear, because we learned the song from him, but he learned the song from us, but we haven't played the song yet. That's also pretty weird, because we will later see that the game does not really operate on one function of time travel. Like there are different time travel mechanics here at place. Like this one has like this paradox thing going on. There are some other things that are like always the case, that are like predetermined. For example, the beans. The beans are always the beans, like the bean plants, only grow if you plant them in the past, which if this would operate the same as the song would not be the case, because then those platforms from the beans would always be there. That makes sense. And there are also some other such instances there. And that's something like Nintendo never really got right, and a lot of other games and game developers also never get right, that there's not one constant like time travel mechanic in place. Like, Nintendo especially likes to do that with their games that have time travel. There's always, like, time travel, like, as the situation needs it, and never something constant. Which is a little bit sad, but I, of course, can get why. Anyways, here. A Song of Storms. There's also something funny I need to explain you about Song of Storms. Actually, not to explain, but I have a story about Song of Storms, a personal story. First of all, Song of Storms is of course a classic. We've learned Song of Storms. But yeah, the thing is, back in, oh god, it was, let it be 11th grade or so, we did have like this music project going on. We should, the exercise was to, like over the course of a couple of weeks, like learn to play one song, and we were doing that in groups, and my group decided to play a Song of Storms. That's also where I learned that this song is a waltz, apparently. That's what my music teacher did tell us. It's a waltz. Very funny. And yeah, basically back in the day then we were playing on a piano with 3 people, and we did play the song, which is funny. Cool, yeah, we arrive here back in Kakariko Village. That's also the reason, by the way, why this place... no, that's not the reason why. But yeah, you can see this place is also named question mark. That's because this is technically Dampé's grave in the same area. So they are just called question mark, which is strange. Cool, yeah, we got a hook shot. We are pretty nicely equipped right now. We want to make it nighttime. And we also want to edge the Coco by playing Sun's Song again. One thing we can quickly do here while it's nighttime. We can get, I think, the last Skulltula here. Because with the hook shot allows us to hook onto wooden things. And some other like targets as well. It's kind of intuitive what the hookshot does hook onto, for example, those wooden crates. Basically, what is the one thing like the hookshot always hooks onto? Although that's also not always the case. If I hook onto that fence over there, it will not work. But yeah, first person item, you aim where you want to aim, you watch the red dot, and here we go. Yeah, hey, like I said. I wonder what's going on in the forest right now. I'm worried about Zarya too. I also need to speak to Zarya. Thanks you for reminding me. Navi is actually useful. If you want to hook over there, and up here we find a Skulltula. Bam, okay. And that should be the last Skulltula for Kakariko. Is it not? Oh, and now we can also see we have we have all the temples marked now. So there's one temple at Death Mountain, one at Kakariko Village. Ooh, strange. Lost Woods and Zora's Domain. Zora's Domain is actually not completely true, but we get some places where we want to go. Basically the places we already visited, which is a little bit sad that there are like no there are not a lot of new areas here as like Adult Link we visit. Biggest thing, of course, Gerudo Desert, but other than that, not much new stuff to discover here. Also, once again, with the red dot, if you don't see the red dot, the hookshot does not read what is in front of you. That's why we do not hook onto the roof here. If you move a little bit closer to the right, eventually the dot will show up. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, like this, and if we move to the left again, you see it's gone now. If you are at the very edge of where the dot disappears, you might still hook onto something. Maybe like this. Yeah, look at, yeah, sometimes it works still, that's also something to keep in mind. But yeah, cool, hookshot is great, I think that's clear now. I cannot enter this, right? I can, perfect. That means I can I actually play it here? That's cool. Does it work indoors? Seriously? I think it does not work indoors, right? It does. Oh, nice. Yeah, our chicken just hatched. Perfect. And we want to use the chicken here. This is... Actually not. We don't want to use the chicken here. Or actually, no. We want to wake Talon up. What incarnation? Kinda guess a shut eye before around here. If you save Marlon, thanks. I'm going back to the ranch then. Yeehaw! Okay. I'm not sure. I think that's important that we do that. I want to bring this Cuckoo back to Cuckoo Lady now, who is still not called Anju in this game. Here, your chicken is hatched. Oh, your Cuckoo looks pretty happy. He must have awakened an extremely lazy guy. You're a good Cuckoo keeper. I'll give you a rare, valuable Cuckoo if you're interested. Okay, we get a Cuckoo for a different Cuckoo. Its name is Kojiro, and it used to be my brother's Cuckoo. Its blue body is quite charming. It's so cute. Since my brother has gone, it's strange, but Kojiro has stopped crowing. What? I did not really read that. Do you want to keep Kojiro? Yeah, that's what matters. You get Kojiro. You returned the pocket Cuckoo and got Kojiro in return. Unlike other Cuckoos, Kojiro rarely crows. Okay, we need to find the brother. Looks like this item doesn't work here. Link's just calling like this animal an item. Peter. Call Peter. But yeah, cool. Now we want to move to Kokiri Forest, actually. Although, do I want to... yeah, let's go over Hyrule Field. I think that's fine. Use Epona a little bit. I think that's fine. There's also something else I need to do with Epona right now. Actually, not right now. I can do that later, but there's something I want to do. Because we can return to London Ranch with Epona, and we can do a little mini game there, which is not important at all, but it does reward something. Nothing major, but something. Also over here, there's something I need to do over here, where this tree is. I just equipped... No, I did not equip Ocarina, but let's do it like this. There's a hole here. One of those secrets you figure out with the Stone of Agony. And this one is very important because there's a Skulltula here. Nice. Should be 46 or so. That's all what we want to do here. We don't need to harass the other spider. And that spider can live in peace. Okay, off to London Ranch it is again. And it's time to play that little silly minigame. Don't overextend Epona, she does not like that. Don't abuse her. Okay, long range, one of the few areas you can actually enter as Epona. Via glitches and stuff, you can also enter a lot of other areas, but in some areas, if you have Epona, if you are an Epona, I think the game also crashes. Yeah, we can see Ingo is here, and he reformed. He's much nicer now. Hi there, how are you? I'm Ingo. I feel so honored to be allowed to work here. Okay, anything else to say? Hi there. Oh, I feel so honored. Okay, is Talon here again? Or was that all a lie? He fell asleep again. Talon? He might have fallen asleep again, but luckily he is also alive and well. Oh, by the way, in case you didn't know... Ah, there he is. But yeah, by the way, in case you didn't notice, the people from the market did flee to Kakariko. That's why a lot of people were there. I'm gonna turn over a new leaf and work real hard from now on, okay? You and your Bowser Bruges. Also, did I mention that Talon is Mario and Ingo is Luigi? I think that's supposed to be the reference. And it's also funny that Talon and Marlon then have like Bowser Bruges. But yeah, we want to write Epona. And while we are on Epona, we want to talk to Marlon here. She still sings, but she doesn't sing. That's interesting. She offers us a little minigame here. Link totally freezes. That looks scary. And Epona as well. Thank you very much for the other day. The other day? Okay, it was actually one day. Yeah, it actually makes sense. I haven't even asked you your name yet. ... Really, Link? That's what I thought. You're the fairy boy from the forest. That was years ago. Do you remember me? Do you? I was sure it was you because Epona remembered you. Oh, I have to tell you about Mr. Ingo. He was afraid that the evil king might find out that Epona had been taken away. Really upset him. But one day, all of a sudden, he went back to being a normal, nice person. Now my date is coming back. Can't believe it. But peace is returning to this ranch. It's all because of you. I owe you so much. Thank you, Link. Thank you. Okay, we need to talk to her again. Epona looks great. It looks like you were able to tame her too. How about trying your skill with Epona on the obstacle course? Yeah, of course. I'll time you for 2 laps. It's pretty challenging. If you miss jumping a fence in the proper order, you will fail, okay? How about it? Do you want to try? Okay, that's the thing. We need to do this, like, basically race around the ranch with 2 laps. I think we need to beat a time that is like a time under a minute. We need to go for under a minute here. And the obstacle course is basically like one round that we did with Ingo, but without opponent, but with fences instead. We need to jump over. This is actually pretty 50 second actually, a little bit tougher. First, try to beat this record. If you can beat the record, I'll give you a present. Give it your best shot, okay? All right, let's get started. Okay, that's our goal here. This is actually really hard. Let's see if I can do it first try. Okay, those small fences, we don't need to speed up. Over those fences, Epona just jumps normally. You want to use those fences actually to recover some carrots. Nice. Okay, now we need to recover. Time is actually okay. 1 more lap. And like Marlon said, if you don't jump over one of those fences, you do lose. You need to try again. I think I messed up a little bit. Yeah, come on, Epona, give it all you've got. 50, I evened. Is that good enough? I wasted my carrots at the end. Wow, great, your time was 50 seconds. You and Epona are a great team. I think that was not enough, I did not get what I wanted here. So 49 seconds it has to be. I speak, yeah. How about trying, yeah? You get the idea here. You need to be resourceful with your carrots here. Like, that was a good recovery, for example. Now we can hop over those. I think speed does not matter, which makes that a great instant to recover carrots. Now we jump over here and now we recover. Of course it is also advised to use the inner lane here, because the inner lane is shorter compared to the outer ones. And cutting away on like some path here is of course faster. That looks promising. And there we go. 48, nice. Hep. Good. You did it! 48 is the new course record. I have to give you a present to commemorate your new record. The present is a little too heavy to give it to you here, so I'll have it delivered to your house. Bet you can't wait to see it, hee hee. Okay, we got our, like a present at our house. Don't do it. I wonder what that present might be. It's nothing of importance. In a randomizer that can sometimes be important though. But yeah, luckily we will also meet our... we will meet our house. We will revisit our house in Kokiri Forest. He doesn't say anything else, okay. But we will meet, we will go back to our house in Kokiri Forest because that's where we want to go next. So let's head there. Also, why does she know our address? Like, did Link ever tell her? I live in Kokiri Forest. Bring my cow over there. I'm out totally in the wrong direction here. I wanted to go to Lake Hylia for whatever reason. Also, Poe will appear. Ooh. I will not talk about those guys right now. Those guys will become important later on. Because we are lacking a crucial item to do that side quest. That side quest is also very involved. And Epona does not go in here. Yeah, the big Poe side quest is something we will do later. It's good that it is nighttime right now. Also, you did hear a chicken. You did hear Kojiro actually. That was Kojiro. Which indicates that, like, the person we need to deliver Kojiro to is actually in this area here. You hear that, right? If you did listen to what the Cuckoo lady said, like, Kojiro always, like, was making noises when Kojiro was near her brother. So her brother needs to be somewhere in the Lost Woods. You can see Kokiri Forest right now is infested with monsters. And Gandalf also did his evil deeds here. I can't do quick spin. Okay. And by the way, because you have the Master Sword now, the Master Sword is a much longer sword than the Kokiri dagger toothpick. So the range for the spin attack is also now much bigger. Also, being here as Adult Link, you can really tell like how much bigger he is compared to Young Link. If you compare the houses and everything, like he's a giant compared to Young Link. I always am baffled by that fact. But yeah, during nighttime, only as Adult, there's a Skulltula here, which is the last Skulltula here in Kokiri Forest. Quick confirmation here. Yeah, here. Lost Woods also. Ah, yeah, we have this. That's another like nice thing. And we have this like arrow pointing at Lost Woods. And that's because of our trade item. And the trade sequence is actually, or does actually show you where you need to deliver stuff. And we need to go to Lost Woods, as you could just hear. So you have actually multiple hints here, interesting. Okay, yeah, let's check out if our Kokiri friends are here. Have you been traveling around much, mister? Have you ever met a boy named Link? And yeah, guys, that's the sad thing here. The Kokiri do not recognize us. Which also hints at something, if you did listen to previous lore. The Kokiri never age, they stay kids, like, throughout their lifetime. And why did Link age then? That's the question here. That's a great, like, small, like, storytelling thing here going on. Yeah, they do not recognize us because they, of course, only Zarya defending until she left. Oh, maybe we misunderstood. Oh. Yeah, Yeah, this is a little bit sad. Like a hero, like the hero of time, like this Link here, does really have a hard time, especially with Majora's Mask and everything going on. Like he really does never get a happy end, right? Like, and then in Twilight Princess he ends up as a Stelphos, which is, yeah, and feels unfulfilled because he never could taught his like sword techniques to someone else. Like this Link has had it rough. But yeah, our prize from the obstacle course is this cow. Nice. Spider Squish 46, 10 pounds, marathon time, never mind, horse race time 48, horseback archery, okay. 2 more minigames you haven't seen yet. One of which cannot be beaten. Despite all rumors and everything. Yeah, let's talk to some more Kokiri because this is interesting stuff here. Also, we need to check out our bean here. You can buy arrows at the shop, only if you have a bow. Have you got one, mister? Hi, mister. You can't use a deco shield. It's only for kids. Okay, what does he say? Welcome. Talk to the owner. We sell shields, but not swords. Okay. Do we want anything here? No, we cannot buy arrows, which is also a hint what we get in the forest temple. I did already tell you. It's a bow. Double Octorok attack, careful. The guy and his rock are gone. Like, who do we have here? Anyone? Yeah, those two. Is that fairy following you around? You're not one of us. Oh, okay. I see, you didn't have any problems entering the forest, mister. The meanies out there bother you much. Before the Great Deku Tree died, you wouldn't see things like that around here. Okay. Since it's dangerous outside, I always stay inside my house. But I'm bored to death in here. Okay. Yeah, the Kokiri also do no longer have like the protection from the Deku Tree, that's also something. Interesting lore stuff going on here. Since the Great Deku Tree withered, more meanies have been appearing in the forest. I'm scared. So it was actually not really Gandalf that did stuff here, it was just like the natural process of things. An evil wind is blowing from the direction of the forest. And maybe Gandalf indirectly does stuff here because he tinkered with the forest temple. Zarya left, saying I have to do something about it. The forest temple is located in the sacred forest meadow, in the far side of the Lost Woods. Yes, Zarya. Do you know Zarya, mister? That's weird. Where has Mido gone during such an emergency? Yeah, Mido's also gone, Zarya gone. Strange things happening here. Also, yeah, I keep mentioning Zarya and I want to play Zarya's song finally. I want to see if I can talk to her. Like this. You want to talk to Zarya, right? Yeah, talk to Zarya. Link? This is Zarya, can you hear me? Great, you're safe. I knew I would hear from you again. I'm in the forest temple. The forest spirits were calling for help, so I went to check it out. But it's full of evil monsters. Help me, Link. Okay, you can actually talk to her. It would have been a very nice touch if you could not talk to Zarya right now, if she, like, does not answer you. That would have been a really good touch. Yeah, the other thing is, now we don't need to talk to Navi. We talk too much to Navi anyway, so let's not talk to her. We could also go back to the Deku Tree. If we go to the Deku Tree, we would notice that we cannot enter him anymore. Like, his mouth is closed now. Also, one thing we can do here with Song of Storms. Song of Storms is needed for story progression at some point. But Song of Storms also does another thing, and that is revealing hidden grottos. And one such grotto is right in front of that Gossip Stone. Which means if I play Song of Storms here, this hole appears. I think the idea is that like the rain is like pushing the dirt away and it reveals this hole or so. I think that's what one of the Gossip Stones says. And we get 20 rupees, I can't believe it. You can also destroy the beehive here, but it does nothing. Also one thing I want to do, just because I want a mascot, here, take a fish. Cool. Let's catch some critters. I have an idea what like I want to put into the other bottles. I have an idea. I don't really need bottles in this game. Okay, welcome back to Lost Woods. I should have equipped Kojiro. I want to give Kojiro back to its owner. And that owner is over there. This guy here. A question mark, question mark. No response, he's sleeping. Okay, Kojiro. Kojiro, why? Normally only a nice guy like me can tame you. Which means you must be a nice guy. Must be, you must be. Please, Mr. Nice Guy, please. Deliver this stuff to the old hack and potion shop in Kakariko Village. I have a time limit, right? This will disappear if you take too long, so you gotta hurry. I can't. Oh yeah, that's it. You aren't a nice guy after all. Get away from me. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that one. And that's timed, of course. Yeah, certain trade sequence items work on a timer. Also, by the way, we have this bean here as well. This bean acts as a shortcut to Hyrule Field from Lost Woods. We can jump onto the bridge there and get a shortcut there. That's actually a little bit important for the trade sequence here. But not too much. I think it's not mandatory. You can move fast enough without that. But it's a nice shortcut. Also, once again, very nice that we have at nighttime. There are a lot of things you can get here during nighttime. A shortcut to Goron Village. We don't want to go to Goron Village right now. Yeah, Mido, my best friend. What are you? What are you? Though you wear Kokirish clothing, you can't fool me. I promised Zaria I would never let anybody go through here. Okay, this guy cannot be helped. He is a prick still 7 years later. One thing you can do, the idea is you play Zaria's song in front of him and he notices that we know Zaria and he will let us through. One thing you can do instead, you can position yourself like this maybe. And then you can pull out your hookshot or some other first-person item. Then you can hold Z to target, which puts you into this perspective, and then you can hold back and you can start to backflip, and if you mesh it at some point, and if you have the right angle, which I don't seem to have right now, but if you do this, angle is bad, let's do it like this maybe. That's way too much to the left, let's do it like this maybe. Like eventually, if you have the right angle and everything, you can just, yeah, hop over Mido and you're on the other side now. Look at this idiot. But yeah, we also play Zaria's song to him, how about it? But that's how you skip Mido. It's not particularly hard. I'm not even sure if you need hookshot or first-person item, but I think it's important that Link has this, like, sideways position where he can backflip and stuff. I think that's kind of important, or at least it makes it easier. But yeah, Zaria's song. Not on D-pad down. That melody. It's the melody that plays the entire time here. Zaria plays that song all the time. Do you know Zaria? That song. Zaria taught that song only to her friends. Okay, I trust you. When I see you, I don't know why, but I remember him. Okay. Oh, and Miro is also floating now, like he can do that. When I see you, I don't know why, but I remember him. Okay. Okay, while we have nighttime, we can also go over here. That's the reason why I have the bean here. We can reach the Skulltula only during nighttime. Cool, that should be the last one here in Lost Woods, I think. Although I don't think so, because Secret Forest Meadow is also part of Lost Woods, yeah. But yeah, that's the entire reason why we can plant that bean. There are also some tricks where you use a bomb shoe and then position yourself right and get that. But I think you need long shot for that, so I want to plant the beans anyways, so that's nothing I want to do. Okay, in the meantime, over here, back at the Sacred Forest Meadow. Also, by the way, one thing I'm not sure about... Wait a second, I need to check that out. Yeah, I think during adult time, like during adult age, you don't have like this like hint here that the music does fade out when you are close to the wrong exit here. No, the music just stays the same, so you better remember the direction you have to go here. One thing you can also use to orientate yourself here, by the way, the tree stumps that lead further into the Lost Woods always are black and completely black, while the other ones do have like this light at the end. So this one is the real deal and the other ones are fake. Except for the last one that leads to the forest meadow, because that's also like a zone transition. But yeah, we are here now. And we hear some grunting. From here on, we'll be going through some narrow passages. If you take it slow, maybe you can sneak up on some enemies. Use set targeting to always look in the proper direction. Set your view so you can see down the next corridor before you turn a corner. Once your view is set, hold down Z to sidestep around the corner. That way you won't be surprised by an enemy waiting in ambush. Okay. Yeah, she is talking about those guys. We have moblins here. Can I scan those guys? I think I cannot. But yeah, if we are like in the same like corridor as those guys, they will come shouting at us. I can showcase this, but not here. Ah, maybe like this. Okay, that works. Okay. They're also not easy to ambush. Can I quickly do this? Thank you. But yeah, that's what they do if you are not careful. Okay, the idea is that you do this, basically. And you will use your hookshot to kill those guys. But a much more stylish way to do all of this is using a ground jump. So plant a bomb here, roll, mash A, Link should be completely standing still, shield the bomb, and now you have a ground jump. And you can hold onto the maze here, and you're on top of the maze now. Nice. And you can skip all the moblins, moblins. And you can kill them even though that's not necessary. Also, by the way, the only instance of moblins in this game, and very interesting, you cannot even scan them, which is also even more curious. But yeah, normally moblins like Gandalf's like main troops, but in this game pretty underrepresented. Also during nighttime, this Skulltular here. But yeah, if you don't want to use ground jump, you need to be careful to maneuver around the maze here. But it shouldn't be too hard. The last obstacle, by the way, is this guy with his big club. This guy creates some shockwaves. You want to basically zigzag around him and avoid the shockwaves that way. And once you're behind him, he cannot do anything anymore. What's up, buddy? Okay, you better use some jump strategy like power crouch steps, because this guy has some health, as you could see. And he also drops some nice money. Yeah, cool, we arrived back at the Sacred Forest Meadow. Let's meet Zarya, who isn't actually here. Oh no. No. A weird fog effect right now. Oh, our friend is gone. But our other friend arrives. Chic. The flow of time is always cruel. Its speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it. A thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. In order to come back here again, play the Minuet of Forest. Yeah, and she teaches us our first warp song. All of which are kind of iconic by this point. Like, they later got reused in like different Zelda games. Like, a lot of the songs here, like in Ocarina of Time, did lay the groundwork for every other Zelda game, kind of. Cool, nice. That was our first duet with Sheik here. We will get a couple more of those. We learned the Minuet of Forest. And that warps us back to that platform right next to us. Link, I'll see you again. And Sheik always likes to make a dramatic exit. Bam. Wow, and Link is just, whoa. Guy is a ninja. Also, for my intents and purposes, Sheik is always male, by the way. Like, because it's supposed to be the disguise, of course, Sheik technically is female, but I like to keep the disguise up. Like, you are tricked to believe that Sheik is male, I think. Either that or Sheik is a tomboy or so, I don't know. But like, that's always my way to interpret things, that's why I always refer to Sheik as him. To keep the disguise. One thing I want to do here is I want to hook onto the top of the tree here. I think I need a different angle for that. Kind of like this, maybe? You can get onto that tree here. Come on, isn't so hard. Maybe from this side. I have no clue how I want to do this, but I want to do this. What do I need to do here? You need to have a specific angle or so, I think. Come on. Maybe from this side. I aim over here. I'm not high enough. Come on, that's something that shouldn't be so hard. That's something that I randomly get sometimes. Come on, one more try. If I don't get it, I don't get it. No, okay. I'm not having the right angle, but you can actually hookshot in a way that you end up on the top of the tree here. No, okay, too bad. Okay, let's enter our first dungeon as adult. Welcome to the Forest Temple. Ooh, scary place. And also actually my favorite temple in the game, so really looking forward to this. Alright guys, thank you all for watching, I really hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Until then, take care and goodbye.